ahead and introduce our community team, and then you can pick up the Riot team. We're going to have T-Feast 555555, just like a number in the movies, playing Boneclaw Shyvana. We have Nodric on Gragas. We have Judgment Kale being played by Splitcart. Hellioning being played, he's going to be playing Prestigious LeBlanc. And Muay Thai Lee Sin is going to be played by Vlad the Man Nana. And who do you have for riders?
Okay, for the Riot team, we have Elif playing that Mantheon skin that I like so much. We have Riot Rohan playing Gatekeeper Galio. Kiru's on that Spirit Guard Udyr. Riot Morgagadon playing I can't pronounce that correctly.
Morgageddon.
Morgageddon, thank you. Playing that Shadow Prince Malzahar. And we have Infinite Veritas playing Arctic Warfare Caitlyn.
Yeah, we're going to see a pretty good matchup here. I mean, we have clearly the full spectrum of riders versus the predominantly silver solo queue team here on the community side, but that's typical of, I mean, the majority of players are in silver. And then the second highest is bronze by far. And then once you get into gold, you are like top 15% of all players in League of Legends. It's really crazy how the separation goes with those big gaps. But, you know, solo queue doesn't say everything. Because I know a lot of people, I even have friends of mine that are like gold 5, you know, silver 1 in solo queue, but they're on a 5s team that's, you know, platinum 3. And a lot of the times you can't really judge somebody's solo queue on how well they do play the game. And we have quite a few people, a little bit of loading going on the community side. I see them all just kind of stuck at 50 and 60% on Hellioning and Nodric. Oh, 61. Hellioning's coming in here. Probably on one of those quote-unquote gaming laptops. You know, not very prestigious.
Oh, they're both picking up.
Yeah, there they go. Awesome. We have the Season 2 banners. We've got a crazy green gooey banner. I don't even know what that one is. What is Ruthless Pantheon Eliv? Where does he get an icon?
That's the Udyr, Spirit Guard Udyr.
Oh, okay, right.
It's his turtle stance.
Gotcha. I don't see that one very often at all. But a lot of people running the Christmas Baron, which is probably my favorite Christmas one altogether. Especially because I couldn't imagine wearing a hat that covered like half of my eyes. You know, like a hat patch. Like if I wore a Christmas hat that literally covered one of my eyeballs, I don't think I could handle that. Let alone 8 of my 16 or whatever. I don't know. We'll have to ask Master Yi. It's like Baron is like Master Yi's dad.
We'll have the same amount of eyes.
All right. I think we have the overlay working. All right. So nobody hate me on my amazing camera skills. They're going to be really rusty. We also have new buttons, which I'm going to be trying to use correctly, which are the little team fight buttons, which are really cool. Starting items. Everybody's got their relics laid out, and we're going to see the rest of the starting items. Pretty much everybody going with a normal set of starting items. Some really interesting ones, though, is the cloth armor. And look, we're going to have Vlad the Man Nana go 1v1 with Kiru right now. There's the Ignite. Vlad really wants this one. And we're going to see a flash from Kiru over the wall, and he's going to back. And that was a good exchange right there. I mean, exchanging the Ignite for flash, Udyr was not ready for that amount of damage to come down from Lee Sin in his jungle.
No, he really wasn't. That cut him off quite a bit. But seeing that it happened so early, it really isn't going to affect him too much because he was able to back just in time.
Yeah, not going to have that early game flash, though. That means his ganks are really going to be lackluster because he's not going to be able to follow up against another summoner's flash with his own. So if he goes to try to chase down a Gragas or a Kale and they just flash, there's really no way for him to follow up and land his CC if they see him coming out of the jungle. So they'll be safe from Udyr for a little while now. I mean, another 200 seconds because Flash having the largest cooldown of just about all the summoners, other than Revive, I believe. So, and they don't have any wards here, but it looks like they can sense Vlad the Man Nana just kind of hanging around, being annoying. It looks like he's probably going to be in the mid lane, so he's just chilling out here. They're going to try to give a good leash to Kiru, and he's going to go back to the mid lane. So how do you think this mid lane matchup is going to play out with the Vlad the Man Nana versus Morgageddon on the AP versus the AD Lee Sin?
Well, I think that the Malzahar might come up on top just because he has a bit more range. Lee Sin does have a shield to try to kind of fix that problem, but that dot on that Malzahar is a bit strong, especially later levels.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of trading going on. I'm really interested to see how this bottom lane is going to go. I think Pantheon's going to have the early advantage up top just because of having that spear spam and being able to bring him down a little bit. But down bottom's going to get really interesting. So we're going to have the LeBlanc, who is actually rocking AD, started with the Dorans, has 89 AD level 1, which is a crazy amount in the rune department as well on top of that. And there she is jumping in with her spells for Harass, which won't be doing very much damage. I don't think the base gets very high on them. And look at Nodric, though. Jumping right on Infinite Veritas. They're taking a bunch of damage, but Rojan's going to answer back and hit them both with the AoE slow.
Yeah, that Gragas, he has quite a bit of burst just coming right off.
Top lane, we have Kiru jumping on T-Feast. They're going to force the flash out of him. Pantheon's going to flash as well. Could this be First Blood? The Ignite is ticking. They don't have quite enough damage. The last spear is going to take him down. First Blood going to the Pantheon, who is showing all skin in the top lane here. But here comes Split Cart, who wants to go in on Kiru, but will not jump in on the 2v1. They have a lot of bush coverage right there, and they might actually jump on a Split Cart. Needs to be careful because they have good CC, and there is Elev jumping on a Split Cart. Kirud laying down the red buff, a flash forced out of Split Cart, but no one has a flash to follow up anymore. But a nice free summoner there just from hanging around. As Lee Sin goes tower diving in the mid lane, he's going to be brought really low with that Ignite, but get out with his life. And down in the bottom lane, we're seeing some trades back and forth. Surprisingly, everybody's kind of low in the bottom lane. Not surprisingly that Galio actually has quite a bit of HP left. But Gragas and LeBlanc there are running around half HP. Gragas has a little sustain himself, but LeBlanc does not have anything. She still has her passive up, so that that decoy clone will come out if she needs it. But it's still very dangerous. I mean, it will mitigate the damage of one spell, depending on the timing of that spell, but not something you can rely on like the ultimate coming out of Shaco. Ooh, man, Nana is going to jump on Vlad in mid here, take him down. It was a great ward behind the minions. He landed the Resonating Strike, didn't even need to follow up, laid the Ignite down, and got a kill onto that Malzahar mid lane.
And down bottom, it still looks like Galio's poking, and so is Caitlyn. That LeBlanc's at about quarter HP, so I think she has to either be careful or back at this point.
Yeah, she's already lost the Mimic at this point, and eating a Piltover Pacemaker. She's going to get out of there with a Distortion. A Barrel's going to go down on Veritas, but they're not going to follow up onto the Gragas, who seems to be staying in lane just off of that passive, the happy hour, regenerating a little bit of HP every time he casts one of his spells.
Well, here comes a Lee Sin. He's coming down, maybe go for a gank. No, he looks like he's going to just back as well. Or maybe not.
Yeah, it looks like he wants it, but he decided not to go for it. He's kind of hoping to get a little closer to the tower, I bet. How is CS looking in the game so far?
So far the top is pretty much even. The mid looks like Malzahar is up by 20, but of course it's a Malzahar, so you would expect him to have a big farm lead. Down bottom, it's about pretty much even as far as the Caitlyn and the LeBlanc go. Jungle, it's also just about even.
Yeah, it looks like, just like Riven has said in chat, that gap closers are really good early on, and there is the full combo going on to Veritas right there, actually locking down with the root onto those chains, but they didn't follow up because Gragas was out warding like a good support. Nodric carrying the wards in the bot lane, doesn't have a sweeper. Instead, the AD carry has a sweeper, and I missed the kill top lane. It did not even look like a competition up there.
No, he dove right on there, ignited, and just dropped that spear for that crit. Because that 100% crit is very useful, especially when he's like, I believe, at a quarter health is when it triggers?
Yeah, if you, his Heartseeker Strike gives him that when they're below 15% health. And it looks like he's now moving towards the mid lane. He does have that drop in, and here he comes. The ultimate from Malzahar is down, and Vlad the Mandana is in trouble right here. Going to try to get through the jungle. He has Udyr cutting him off, though. He might go over the wall with a ward. There he is onto the blue buff. They're going to keep chasing that. The pings are coming down. Here comes bot lane, and where is Vlad going to go? He needs to try and commit suicide. Taking the tower hits. No! It's going to be a spear to the back. And that's going to be Pantheon picking up his third kill, I believe. And that's going to be a fed Pantheon getting way ahead. He might even go back and grab a Brutalizer right off, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, once he gets that Brutalizer, Shyvana's armor is just going to get shredded, so she's going to have a tough time in that top lane.
Oh, we have a kill down bottom. Caitlyn going down, and it looks like Nodric's going to be a little bit of trouble. He is going to be exhausted. He tried to get out of there with the flash and the belly bump, but not going to get him far enough away. So a 1-for-1 trade. It's going to be support for AD carry, though. So it's going to come out in favor of community right here as Split Cat comes down to soak up some of that CS along with Kiru. The jungler's getting a little bit of that solo lane farm.
Let's see what's going on in there. Nothing much.
He's
just taunting him.
Just sitting there taunting him, lifting a leg or two on that Malzahar. Yeah, I think he's laughing because he might have had the drop onto I can't say his name without like thinking about it and pronouncing it. Morgageddon. But the help was coming in from the top and jungle, so not much competition when it's 3v1. I'm going to practice my awesome camera key clicks now. See if I can get back into this. And Nodric trying to get the slow, does not get it, but lands the barrel for the attack speed. And they're actually really scared of this level 6 crew down bottom. Rojan does have the Idol Duran up. There is an ace in the hole up. Will he engage right here? He's not silenced. He's going to take the ward out right there. Shield his AD carry. And there's the ultimate, which is going to whiff right there. Veritas, though, getting taunted along with Nodric. I'm sorry, Nodric and Hellinan getting taunted right there. And it's going to be just trading ultimates. No, Nodric's going to go back in. And that's the ace in the hole. Going to be taking him out. Another shot to the back, which happens to be the theme of the day, is just shoot him in the back, and that'll take him out for sure.
That was a pretty good ult from that Galio. He stopped that Caitlyn from getting killed. He was able to turn that around in no time.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Elev's in a lot of trouble. A little bit of creep block, the ignite in the shutdown gold going to the Dragon Lady as she's going to clear this. A good gank by the Kayle jungle. Split Cart finally getting into the game and helping out the team, and top lane definitely needed it. I mean, when you have a 3-0 Pantheon, you need to give that some attention before it gets out of control.
Yeah. And here's Udyr, he's just trying to hold on into the defender's turret, waiting for his minions to come back and try to help him. Well, there's 3 at top. They might just go ahead and just dive him.
Yeah, we do have... It looks like we have Morgageddon coming down, though. They see Morgageddon out with the wards. They're going to fall back here. They don't want to go 2v2 right now just because of the fact that, you know, it's a little risky. Without the ultimates up, it's especially Shiv's ultimate, who gives her like that immense tankiness and makes her kind of unkillable. You definitely want that before you engage.
Looks like this Udyr's gonna be chasing. He's gonna go chasing, and that's really not a good idea, especially you don't know where everybody else is.
Oh,
But the Malzahar does follow up.
yeah, that Nether Grasp just locked him down. Or her down, excuse me, poor Kale. But no real chance to pop the ultimate. There's no way that Kale was going to get out of that one alive anyways. And Udyr with just the Ancient Golem, one jungle item, looking very tanky and beefy right now.
Down bottom, it looks like they're putting a lot of pressure on that Caitlyn.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the AD LeBlanc can actually put so much pressure down. Just a Vamp Scepter, some boots, no really completed items yet, but the Gragas support seems to have a lot of presence in this lane. I mean, he's just rocking a coin and the warding item right now, but still able to really push Veritas back and not allow Caitlyn to get any free CS.
Yeah, hopefully that Lee Sin doesn't stay down there for too long because he's already been spotted by that ward. So it looks like he's just gonna hop back into his jungle and continue farming.
Yep. Meanwhile, Pantheon getting a little bit of free farm up top, which is always dangerous. Pulling ahead of Shyvana, but she should be able to even it out if she can get most of this wave right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's going to be 89. You know, I didn't even move these around. That's what I'm missing right here. I probably didn't move them around because I had no idea who was going to play what at the time. There we go. But mid lane, 89 to 48. So the CS going to Malzahar in a big way, and that's going to mean way more items than one kill.
Yeah, down bottom, I'm actually surprised that LeBlanc is ahead of this Caitlyn by almost double digits.
Yeah, it's quite a sizable CS lead. She doesn't have the kill that Caitlyn has, but she does have an assist and hasn't died yet. So you can see the level advantage down bottom where LeBlanc is level 8 right now to Veritas level 7. And it looks like the tides have turned in the mid lane. The Nana, not enough damage right now to be able to fight this Malzahar, getting kind of pushed back to his own turret. He's 2 levels behind now from that giant run he took across the map. And up top, it looks like they might try to dive Shyvana. It'd be very dangerous to dive her, especially with that fire trail. A lot of damage can come down, especially when you have a Kale waiting in the wings with that intervention to save a dragon's life.
It looks like she's been called mid instead. That Lee Sin's starting to need a lot of help at that mid lane.
Yep, down bottom, they're pushing him back to the turret, and Hellioning really just kind of hanging out in lane. They're not eating a lot of poke, a little bit of lifesteal. Here's the fight right there. Mantheon going to drop in, pick up the kill onto Kale. A flash from, a good kick back there, but it's not going to be enough. Vladimir Nana going over the wall with a ward. Can he survive? The ignite is not going to be enough to kill him, and it looks like a chase is on, but I don't think they're going to catch the Nana right here. They have help coming from bot lane. They don't want to go too far. Even though Caitlyn is there, they're going to lock her up with a root, but not follow up. And here comes Elev, who's got all that damage, a good taunt, and that's going to be Gragas going down right away. You know, a little bit of damage came up from Gragas, though, with that belly bump. Not too shabby, but not enough to bring down a 4-1 Pantheon.
And then while that whole fight was breaking out, Shyvana took that top turret, so she's shoving it pretty hard.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do. I mean, if Pantheon leaves lane, you need to take those turrets. You cannot let them go, those kills go unanswered when he roams around. Or I say when he drops in on other lanes. So do you think Lee Sin's build is going to be able to carry him into this mid and late game now that he's picked up Moby boots?
No, actually, in my opinion, a Lee Sin that doesn't build tanky really falls off hard late game.
And we have an invisible dragon. I don't know if you guys can see the dragon, but I cannot see the dragon, unfortunately.
No, I cannot either.
I saw him chuck a spear in there, and I was like, where's all this blood coming from?
He's not even showing up on my minimap.
Yeah, he's not showing up on mine either. There he is!
Now he is.
They dropped a ward over the wall, and he finally showed up, and so that'll be the dragon going down. First dragon going to the Riot side, and that's going to really extend their gold lead right now. They are 4K ahead. They have 5 kills. and they're starting to pull quite a bit ahead. Bottom lane really hasn't been able to get started, but mid lane seems to be doing a lot better in farm, and top lane's been picking up kills all over the map. Kind of a little bit of a lull here. I mean, after they took that dragon, they got those dives down bottom onto Gragas. They basically just steamrolled that tower, took the dragon, and they really haven't done much. And there's another grasp right there onto split cart, and Udyr's going to come in. Do they really want the 2v2? They're going to split up. They're going to focus onto Vlad the Mandana. He's going to hit with the silence, and that is the last auto attack taking him down. Pantheon dropping in, flashing over the wall. Split cart cannot catch a break. Used Kale's flash and is going to go down. A 2-0 exchange, and they are just all over the map. Riot doing a great job right now. But we have that Shyvana, that split push up top, casting the burnout and chunking down towers. But they're going to have two people right here. Let's see if they can actually stop the Shyvana.
She pops her ultimate. Is that enough to get her out?
I don't think it's going to be. I mean, they have red buff and an Udyr, and that is like an anti-Shyvana crew right there. So she's going to go down. The kill going to Eliv, and Eliv rocking 6-1 right now. I mean, already has a black cleaver, went with cooldown boots, which means that just means more spears and more manly drops from the sky.
Yeah, that's just a lot of damage that he's pumping out right now. Up on top, it looks like they're going to try to go for this turret. They do have a minion wave coming, and Shyvana is nowhere near. She hasn't even respawned yet.
Yeah, Shyvana went down, so she really doesn't have a way to get back up top. So they basically are just going to counter push her and take her tower for free because there's just nobody in the area. I don't know if the team fight that comes out of the community team is going to be enough to handle the CC of the Riot team. They just have so much hard CC, and we're going to have a pause come out because it looks like Gragas has disconnected. Hopefully he'll come right back. I'll turn on chat if I can, and we'll see what they're saying. And yes, the Gragas DC'd.
A summoner has reconnected.
Yep, and it looks like he's going to come back right away. Awesome.
That's always good. We don't really like that much of a delay.
Yeah, no time wasted. I mean, this isn't going to be like, the Season 2 Worlds playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We have quite a little group coming up mid lane. I wonder if they're going to try to push the objectives or look for a pick right now. They really don't have... I mean, Riot doesn't have any wards around the mid lane jungle or river. They have just the one in the brush here, and then they have the dragon, and then Malzar's going to actually fix that while I'm talking about it and place some offensive wards, one of which is right on a pink ward, and he's going to try to take it down right now. And there is a back ping. Kale, oh my goodness, the damage coming out of Malzahar is just going to take Kale out so quickly. I mean, just nuked with the Nether.
Here's the least in the contest. I mean, Malzahar doesn't have his ult anymore, so let's see what he can do without it.
Oh, they don't get the barrel they want, and the Q is going to land onto the little Voidling. Galio, Idol of Duran taunt. Easy kill onto Gragas. And now LeBlanc and Shyvana are just in a bad spot, and we're going to have to run away right here. See if they turn this into a tower. They don't have any lanes pushed right now, though. So they're going to have to either force a tower by tanking it, which is very possible with Udyr, or wait for the minions and Caitlyn to kind of bring it up for them. I don't see any home guards on community, so they're not going to make it here in time.
No, this turret sure is going to fall.
Lee Sin looking to land one of those resonating strikes, but the damage coming out of Malzahar is really big. Split the cart is going to get intervention out this time. They're going to dive this tower really hard. 2 kills coming down very easily, and Kiru flashing onto the wrong LeBlanc. So, sorry, it was door number 2, not door number 3. Kiru, but with team, is going to be able to take down this inhibitor. The first inhibitor of the game at 20 minutes, 30 seconds. Riot really handling community right now.
Yeah, the Shyvana's up top just chipping away at that turret. I believe she'll get it, but in my opinion, that wasn't a good trade at all.
No, it wasn't. They didn't have a solid amount of defense. I mean, we didn't see that explosive cask just separate them in the middle of the tower dive, so they didn't have much of a chance to take them out. But, props to community for going with a LeBlanc AD and a Gragas support, which actually was the best lane in the game for community.
Mm-hmm. And by now, Malzahar is just a bit too strong for them to ignore him. Like, they have to focus him down first.
Yeah, but it looks like they're just trying to farm up their jungle. Maybe they'll try to turtle a bit, but I mean, almost a 9,000 gold deficit at 21 minutes is a really difficult deficit to come back from. Now we're starting to see the red wards in the community side jungle, and that is always dangerous. I mean, crossing over, you could get hit with a Pantheon drop. He could just cut you off, separate the team, and create kills for his team right now. I mean, especially because Pantheon is rocking so much damage. Just finished a Tiamat as well as a Black Cleaver.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to build into a Hydra's, possibly.
It's really shocking to see the Void Staff on Malzahar and him doing so much damage. Hellion is going to get caught out right here, take a bunch of damage, but a great intervention going to shut that down. Here comes Pantheon. Isle of Duran is down. Shyvana's going to try and slow them down. It's Mantheon versus everybody, and he's going to go down right here in a 3v1. Shyvana's going to also go down in a 3v1. Udyr and Gragas not part of this fight right now, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The two divers not picking up any kills and just zoning each other's team. And Vlad the Manana really is looking for one more pick, wants to land one of those resonating strikes, got the ward over the wall, probably going to hit Rojan right here, maybe hit a Q right there, and then go back to his ward, but very dangerous. Here comes Udyr, there's a stun, Kayle trying to help out, but it's just not enough. I mean, those heals aren't that amazing as Malzahar tanks the turret and takes down Kayle.
Wow, that's very strong.
And Nana, not manly enough to take down the Galio. It actually looks like he's floating where he died right there. I don't know why, but it looks like he died and he's kind of just floating in midair. Ooh, we have the flash coming out from Rojan. Hellion and Nodri are going to follow a little bit, but Udyr's there, so they're going to ping back. Try to get some more farm. The gold deficit now just about 10k. Dragon's back up, and Udyr's going to get that started for the second dragon of the game going to Riot side.
And it looks like there's no ward in that dragon pit, so Blue doesn't even know what's going on in that pit.
Yeah, they're pushed way back in their base right now. They really don't have a chance to kind of gain some traction. Kayle looks afraid to do his own blue buff. I mean, Kale's going to ping it. Split cart going to pop a heal, try to get out of there, but there is the Nether Grasp into a stun. Kayle had reason to be very scared right there. But here comes Shyvana, probably the strongest man of the team right now. And Eliv, with all that damage, is going to be able to sit in the middle of their team right here. The Gragas ultimate separating everybody. But will they be able to pick up a kill? Riot Magageddon is going to try to get out of there alive. He will. Nodric not able to pick up that kill. And man, Lee Sin is just like, look, here I come, foot first. I will pick up a kill for my team. This is not going to be a clean ace, but it's going to be a 5-for-1 exchange as Pantheon picks up a triple and they switch to the Baron. Pretty easy and uncontested Baron. There are some pings going down on a Baron, but I don't think anybody's going to go up there and compete to try and steal this one. Kale's not the ideal champion to run in there and steal because even though she has the invulnerability, she's not invulnerable to CC. So it'd be very easy for Pantheon to just stun her outside of range, Rojan to slow her, and he even has Isle of Duran up. So he could even taunt her and it'd be a free smite for that Udyr.
Okay, let's see. Looks like this Kaylin fighting.
Might be in a lot of trouble right here. Veritas fighting off a little bit more than she can chew. The damage went down with the Ignite and the Trap, but it's not going to be enough. Kayle putting a little bit of a heal on herself. Quick little blessing, and out of there. So a free pickup onto Caitlyn, and that's one Baron buff down. That is definitely a good thing, but still losing out gold. It is going to be 12.6k right now. They're just slipping and sliding and cannot stop the bleeding on the community side right now.
Any thoughts as to how Blue could get back into this game?
Oh, it's definitely not going to be Feast getting caught out right here. Will she be able to drag it over the wall? No. That is going to be Ignite. And meanwhile, down bottom, Malzahar picking up a kill. And the man Nana just trying to get out of there alive. But there's the slow from the Rylays. It's such a powerful slow. And Kiru with the Trinity Force. There's the stun. And that is going to be one dead man Nana. As Nodric, they're going to dive. Kiru does not care right now. Red buff and all. And going to be able to pick up that kill for his team. And that is going to be easy. 3 kills down bottom, as Shyvana got caught out split pushing top. And this might signify another inhibitor. Not quite the end of the game yet, but it is going to be an uphill battle. Split the Cat trying to hang out and fight with the big boys. But we have a very strong Udyr and Malzahar just waiting to lay down the damage.
Yeah, Udyr's speed is just too much. He could go anywhere he wants right now.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to slow the wards here. Shyvana still, very formidable. A Sunfire Cape and the Ravenous Hydra is all you need on Shyvana to be a force. But the problem is nobody else in the team is going to survive long enough. Like, look at Man Nana just get chunked down quite a bit right there. This is going to be an inhibitor down. See if they're going to push in the turrets. They might go right for the fountain turrets right here and just try to end this game.
They have to be careful because they still do have Baron up right now. They're engaging on Udyr, trying to get him out of the game.
Oh, a great ultimate coming down from Gragas. Nodric, though, going to be the first to go down. Malzahar's next. Lee Sin picking up another kill on that Malzahar. The only one left alive, though, and that is going to be death to the community team. And that is going to be GG's from the community side. And Riot really just showing a snowball effect from that top in mid lane. Mid lane didn't get the kills, but mid lane got the CS to carry through that mid lane.
Yeah, that was just a really good game on behalf of the Riot side.